Okay, I have resumed the recording. So welcome everybody to another Wiki workshop. Today we're going to go through making a table that is sortable and collapsible and what that means on Wiki. And then we're going to, if we have time, go into creating or uploading media to Wiki Commons. So we can go ahead and get started. So tables are a pretty common feature on Wiki, and they're a really good way to display information, especially if you're making a page for a measure. This is an example of what a table might look like for the KU UNC dataset. But yeah, a good table has a lot of kind of non-basic features on it. This one is both collapsible and sortable, so you can see you can collapse it, expand it, sort it, and I'll go through what sorting means in a second. But yeah, creating basic tables is pretty easy in both Source Editor and Visual Editor. So I'll start by showing you guys how to make a table. So I'm going to go to Edit, and then I'm going to go up here. Let's see, let's got it a little bit smaller so I can see you guys. Okay, so I'm going to go, I'm in visual editing. So I'm going to start doing this in visual editing just because I feel like if you're looking at a tutorial, it's usually easiest to see in visual editing. But this is the information that I want to put into a table. This is just a few lines from the KU UNC table, plus the anchor pub years, which will just allow me to show you different ways that you can sort a table. So I'm going to go to Insert, I'm going to go to Table. I want, looks like five rows in this one, and it looks like 4 columns. So we can just go ahead and get started like this. So since I'm just making a basic table, I'm just going to start out like that. Let's put the title of the table as Measures of Interest. And measure, have a column for that. Was it collected in 2017? Was it collected in 2019? And what year was the Anchor publication published? So this is a good kind of beginner table. So the measures, we have the creative adjective checklist. Was that one collected in 2017? Yes. Was it collected in 2019? Also yes. And the Anchor pub year, I believe, is 1979. And you'll see why I'm also including the Anchor pub years here in a second. The next measure is Big Five inventory, collected in 2017, yes. Collected in 2019, yes. Anchor pub year, 1991. Hypomanic personality scale, collected in 2017, yes. Collected in 2019, no. Anchor pub year, 1986. And then I'm going to go, so if you make your table the wrong size, and you want to insert more rows or columns, you can just click this little arrow here to insert more rows, or click this arrow here to insert more columns, and you can do that for any row or any column. So say I wanted to insert the last row between the Big Five and the hypomanic personality scale, I could just click this arrow, go insert below. So the last one is eating disorder examination question. Okay, collected in 2017, no. Collected in 2019, yes. Anchor pub year. I guess I didn't find that. Uh, I don't know why I didn't put that in there. I don't think this is the Anchor pub. I think it's 1993. Looks like I've already looked that up. So let's see, let's just say that this is our table. And because we want to save frequently on Wiki, I'm going to go to Publish Changes, Inserted Table for KU UNC Measures of Interest. Go to Publish Changes, and we have our basic table. But like I was saying earlier, we want our table to be both collapsible and sortable. So we're gonna click on any cell on the table, go to properties, and we're going to turn on sortable and turn on collapsible. And we don't want it to be collapsed initially. I think we saw an example of a table the other day that was collapsed initially. I can show you guys what that looks like, but for right now, we're just gonna make it collapsible and sortable. Need Okay. So now the table is collapsible and sortable. And since we did this in Visual Editor, that was pretty easy. I will show you guys what it looks like in Source Editor in a minute, which is another way that you can do it. So let's go to collapse. And so that is more what it would look like if it was initially collapsed. I can also turn on that setting. It might look a little bit different, but that's what it looks like collapsed, and then you can expand it. So since it's sortable, you can click on these little arrows in any of the columns and make them just sort them by different features. So let's go sort ascending. Now the measures are in ABC order. You can go sort descending. Now they're in descending ABC order, and it like made sure that the different rows stayed consistent. So it's all of this has changed because this changed. And then we can also sort by any column. So now it's no's and yeses. Now it's no's and yeses over here. And then anchor pub year, you can also sort numerically, which is just why I did that. Why I added the anchor pub year, so you can see you can sort ascending or descending anchor pub year order. So then if we go to edit source, we can see what this looks like in source editor. So this is the line of code that is basically just saying that the table is both sortable and collapsible. So if you were doing this in source editor, you could just put that in there. I think that sometimes it's easier. I don't know. It just depends on personal preference if you do source or visual editor. I think both have pros and cons, like we already discussed. That's how you would specify that. And then this plus sign here is specifying title, and these exclamation points are specifying the headings of each column. So we can exit out of that and go back here. So now all of this information is in a nice little table. So yeah, that's making wiki tables sortable and collapsible. Does anybody have any questions? Anything to add?
Oh, pick me.
Yes, Dr. Y.
One of the things that's
Okay.
Talk about we're not hearing.
No, you're good. Okay, I think this should be good now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Nice. One of the things that's messed me up working in code in tables is, like many other things in HTML or markup, if you open something, you have to tell it where it closes.
Mhm.
So the collapsible thing, you showed us where to open it, but there may be a tag at the end of the table to say this is the end of the part that I want you to collapse. And the sortable, there may be the same thing. So it's like parentheses where at the beginning you're opening something and then you need to tell it again where you want it to close or end it. So that's when I've needed one of you guys to fix code of mine that's making me pull my hair out. That's a very common issue. And when you're making a table that has lots of stuff going on, it's collapsible and it's sortable and it's whatever. The order that you open things is the reverse order that you need to close it. You have to close what's on the inside before you close what's on the outside. So, so last opened, first closed.
Yeah, and there is a way to make only specific components of the table collapsible or sortable. I need to review how to do that, but I know that it is possible, so I can brush up on that and get back to you guys if you want. That's another cool thing that you can do. Yeah. I don't know about that. I'm saying what I don't know, but saying what I know of.
Hey, Phoebe, it looked like the numbers weren't in the correct sorting order.
Let me look at that. I thought they were, but you could absolutely be right. Um,
86
oh
not
yeah,
being
1886. Oh, 1986 is at the bottom. Wait.
Sorted again.
Yeah, sorry. That it was unsorted when I was showing it to you just then.
low, so you can
Okay.
sort top, bottom, or unsort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so now it's sort descending, now it's sort initial, and now it's unsorted. So this is unsorted. I kind of put them in a confusing order. It would have been cool to mix them up more, but yeah, it's almost ascending. So, but this is sorted.
If you guys go back and look at the table on the GBI page, the one of the columns includes suggested variable names, and other columns are which items go on which scale or which short form, and that when somebody is writing code, they will thank you. Because it makes it really easy to just see which ones do I need to put in this line of code, which ones do I need to use to make this scale. So that I did cry when I saw how helpful that was. But it was happy tears.
Oh, also, this is an example of a table that is initially collapsible. I realized I said that I was going to do that and then forgot to show you guys what an initially collapsed table looks like, but this is what it looks like. So it's defaulted to collapsed, and then you can expand it. And this is on the GBI page. So just aside there. Lots of really cool tables on the GBI page. This is definitely one of the better examples of what a measure page should look like. That was another thing that I don't know if we want to.
GBI.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to talk about that, but I did find I have an example of what a table for the KU UNC data set might look like. I want to upload pictures of mind maps to Commons, but I need a few more things. They were unfinished on Xmind, so I can get to that today, move them over to the new software that you guys are using, and then I do need to know who worked on the 2017 and 2018 Xmind maps, which is actually a really good transition into what we're doing next, which is uploading to Commons and includes CC by 4.0 as a first step in that. But I do have maybe I don't.
Well,
But
you're
there's a
transitioning.
template for measure.
Raise your hand if you feel ready to try making a table. All right, hands down. Raise your hand if you remember how to add a wiki to wiki link, an internal link. So, Arav, if you're not sure, looks like you have plenty of people you could ask. Hands down, how many remember how to add a citation to an article? So, all right, very good. How many know how to search for whether there is a wiki page on something? There's this thing called the search box. There's also this thing called Google. And so that those are both very helpful for that. You ready?
Yeah, and just as a reminder, kind of continuing off of that, these wiki workshops are going to be uploaded to YouTube. And you guys will actually have two videos for uploading to Commons. This one will be with verbal instructions, and then Josh Linkfus also has one that's already on YouTube, but that one doesn't have any sound, so it's just like no sound, him uploading to Commons. So you guys have many options if you need to review skills. And again, I'm always reachable on Slack or email. So yeah, transitioning to uploading to Commons. So wiki pages can be easily upgraded by adding images and figures. So you've probably seen wiki pages with a lot of cool images and stuff in them, like GBI page is a good example. There's a lot of media in this page and it makes it look really cool and definitely adds to the information. And so the way that you add media to a wiki page is through uploading to Wikimedia Commons. And Wikimedia Commons is just a constantly growing collection of free to use media on Wiki that anyone can contribute to and anyone can use. So if you know how to upload to Commons and you know how to do it correctly, then you can upload something to Commons and put it on a page. And uploading to Commons is pretty easy thanks to Wiki's upload wizard, which I will walk you guys through. So once, I guess before you're ready to upload your file to Upload Wizard, you need to make sure that it has a CC by 4.0 tag. And this is just a Creative Commons label that conveys that your work is able to be shared and adapted for free use, as long as proper attribution is given to the original author. And I think that Dr. Y walked you guys through this last week, but just as a refresher, there it is. And you can see an example here of what that might look like. I actually might need to reshare my screen to show you guys this, but here is a mind map that Dr. Y and I made for the Screen for Adult Anxiety Related Disorders, I think last summer. And up here, you can see the, ooh, yikes, bad picture. You can see the CC by 4.0. I might need to figure out how to make this less blurry, but we can just do this as an example for now. And that little tag on the image just said CC by 4.0, and it had both of our names on it, crediting us as authors. So once you have your media file with proper attribution, the next step is to upload it to Upload Wizard. So I'll pull up that right now. Actually, let me pull it up in a different tab.
When you're uploading pictures, the resolution of the picture matters. The higher the resolution, people can always take a high resolution picture and shrink it, but you can't take a low resolution picture and make it look better again. When we make images that we want to share, this is a shout out to the data science team. Making figures that continue to look good when people publish them is a pain in the butt. And making it easy for us to have code to do a version that even a journal would be like, this is sufficiently high quality that it looks like a photo. That's something that we want to make sure that we know how to do. Why Phoebe's image pixelated when she zoomed in on it was because it was saved a particular way. Wiki prefers SVG files. Does anybody know what those are? I didn't either. That's a scalable vector graphic. Journals prefer TIFF. I don't even know what that stands for. Or EPS, which is an encapsulated PostScript. All of those are saving instructions for making the figure rather than this pixel is this color, this pixel is this color. JPEG is what we're used to using for pictures, and JPEG is, how many of you shoot photographs semi-professionally? Anybody shoot RAW? My daughter shoots RAW. JPEG that we use all the time is a lossy algorithm that shrinks the size of all the photos. And anyone who's a serious photographer is like, I don't shoot JPEG. JPEG is for the rest of the world. I want to keep all of the information in my pictures so that I can edit it in Photoshop or Illustrator. So even JPEG is throwing information out to shrink the file size for the rest of us mere mortals to work with. So there's like a whole rabbit hole here of how do you save high quality stuff. The icing on the cake for us, if we only do one thing, we want to share our stuff so that other people can find it and use it. If we want to ice that cake, then saving it in a maximally useful, remixable, high quality, everyone's like, hey! Hannah didn't just hook us up, she hooked us up with something that stays beautiful no matter how big we make it. That takes a little bit more code loving.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great addition to that. As you guys can see, I saved it as a JPEG, and some information was definitely thrown out. But that it was just saved quickly as an example. But yeah, ideally, when we're
Oh, no
uploading
shade.
the
No shade. It's
improved
the
mind
same thing
maps,
I
they
would
will
have
be a
done.
lot better. Yeah.
No
Um,
shade.
yeah, no, absolutely. So I'm going to go into Upload Wizard. I'm going to select the file that I want to share. So like I said, I just screenshotted it last night. So it should be in my recents. And just make sure if you have something that you want to upload, you know what it's called and where it is so that you can find it. And you can upload multiple files at once. I don't have multiple files to upload, so I won't do that right now. But it's basically the same process. It just allows you to upload multiple at once. So, and then release rights, I'm going to say, this is my own work and anyone is free to use it. Is this entirely my own work? No, it is not, because Dr. Youngstrom also helped me with this. So is the pre-existing work free to use and share? I believe I'm going to say yes, it was published under a free license. What license is this work under? It's under CC BY 4.0. Um,
Say this yet. I have
Mhm.
keep going, but
Okay.
don't save it yet or advance to the next thing. I want to talk through one or two things.
Okay, sounds good. And then the purpose of the work is to provide knowledge, instructions, or information to others. Because it's not just, photo of me self-promoting content. It's a helpful tool that shows the factor structure of the scared. So yes, Dr. Y.
If the CC BY has your name on it,
Mhm.
then the first button that just scrolled off the screen. This is my work and anyone is free to use it. That's
Mhm.
appropriate to check.
Mhm.
If somebody else asks you to upload the stuff, but your name's not on the license, that's a gray zone. And we put stuff up checking yes, it's my work, but we weren't able to document that later. And they will come back and ask for documentation. How quickly is highly variable. But they will come back, and we had stuff which we thought we had put up. And we used it in other pages, and then it got deleted later. Because we weren't able to show the documentation. Is this entirely your own work? That one. That one we might want to ask for a consult on. So the thing that Phoebe is uploading is a CC by Youngstrom and Rada. And she checked no, because it's not just Rada. It's Youngstrom and Rada. And that makes sense. But as I looked at the follow-up questions, I think that they're assuming that she's remixing something of somebody else's, like a DJ. So Phoebe found something else and is dropping some fat beats on top of something that Youngstrom made. And they may come back and be like, okay, show us where Youngstrom said you could do that. But Youngstrom, in this case, because both names are on the license, I think they would say I roll. You didn't document it exactly the way that we would have loved. But I think that it would still be okay. Entirely my own. If this gives you a notes field, you could say the original is the thing that the author team put the CC by on or something like that. The number two, what license? There's several different ones that they would be okay with. The CC0 license is a it's a remix of MIT's zero license. Where MIT is like, we made it, we're giving it away. We will not answer questions about it. We will not help you debug it. It's yours to use as you see fit, but we're not supporting it. We just made it for you. And so so that one may be more appropriate if we get to the point of sharing code. And and the attribution, the one that we're doing is even more permissive than the share alike, plus attribution. All right, I think. So whoever's taking notes, the note is we should seek consultation about item 1. Is entirely my own work if I have co-authors. Getting a clear answer about that will save us time later. But I think based on what I know right now, this is probably fine. So now click the next button.
Okay. Yeah, I realized as I was doing that I have never uploaded something to Commons with another author on it. It's always only been my own work or only been the work of one other person who I have then credited. I've never said that something was my own work, even if it's made by somebody else in HCAPS, but I do know that it's kind of a weird gray area because like I have permission, but how do I show that to the wiki, which is what Dr. Y was talking about.
In the United States, HCAPS counts as a person because it's incorporated, and we've used corporate authorship, but then it's not clear who was in HCAPS that made it. And in the United States, I think that's fine. But it gets weird again because Wiki is not just the United States, it's international. So here we're again, welcome to the cutting edge, guys. We're sailing the frontiers of intellectual property here.
So the next page is the describe page. So I have created a nice little title for this image, which just says scared mind map, and then Xmind, because I do intend to upload a different version of this mind map later. So it says Xmind. And then the caption is just a nice little one-line explanation for the work. You can see the captions here. These are captions. So I'm going to be like,
How many of you speak another language? Sort of. So if we added this information in other languages, that would make it more useful to people that primarily speak the other language. It also increases the discoverability. So now we're sort of moving into the same space as social media, where we want more likes, we want more retweets, we want more downloads or uses. And so adding, if you know how to add stuff in other languages, feel free to, not just on things that we made. They actually love it if you are looking at another picture or something like that and you add it in another language that you know. I've never seen one with Chinese characters added to HCAPS stuff, and I don't know whether it would reach more people if it was traditional word.
Sure, because we cannot use Wikipedia.
In the mainland,
Yeah.
right. So there are more people in mainland China that use one set of characters, but Singapore and some other countries that speak Chinese use an older set of characters. And so there are a billion more people in China, but there are millions more people that can get to Wiki other ways or in other countries. So that's an interesting jump shot that I don't know. Back to you, Phoebe.
Yeah, great point. So I have now added a caption for this image, which is just a one sentence mind map for the scale, created an X-Mine showing the factor structure of the scale, corresponding items and variable names. So then for the description, it gives you an option to provide a more detailed explanation of what the media is in addition to the caption. So right now it's checked same as caption, but let's just say I want to add a little bit more information. So I can say map for the screen for adult anxiety related disorders. So here you can see I just provided a little bit more information than what was in the caption. The caption is just like the tagline, and then the description is if there's anything else important that you need to add, you should add it here. It says that Wiki wants as detailed information on the media as possible. So that's what I've said. And I can even say that. And again, we can add a description in a different language. The date the work was first created or published. I'm not actually sure when it was first created, but I'm pretty sure it was created in early July of 2023. So I could find the actual date, but that'll take a little bit more time, so I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to say July 1st. So
Sounds good.
yes, and then additional information. So this is like categories. I'm going to say
Beautiful picture.
psychology.
Beautiful. It ties in with much envy.
Psychology. There's more. See if assessment is I don't know if it is. But like you can add a bunch of different categories for the work. I don't know if there's any suggestions on what to add, but you can see that they can get really specific, like mammals of Etosha National Park. But I'll just say that for now. We don't have a location, but again, it's optional. Any other information you want to include, also optional. And that is, I did say it up here, but I could also put the thing about the authors down here if I wanted to elaborate on that. But unless there's anything else to add, I can go to publish files, or I can, if you guys want to see what that looks like, I can go to publish files, or I can hold off on doing that for now if we want to upload a different version of this image. But what do you think, Dr. Y?
Yes, something. Yeah. What did you ask me?
Sorry, I said, is there anything else you want to talk about on this page? And do you want me to publish or just go back for
Go ahead and publish.
Okay,
Start
go ahead
with
and
a few options.
sounds good. So now we have published the image and it's time to add metadata. So here you can see the name of the image, that it's a PNG. I thought it was a JPEG, but it's a PNG. And then the caption for the image is up here. So is there anything you want me to add here?
Show them how to, now that you've gone to all that work, show them how to add it to the KU UNC page.
Okay, so I can go and upload more files or go to the wiki homepage. It's gonna be I don't have any more files, so here's back to the wiki homepage. And then I could have gone back to my sandbox from there, but I have it pulled up. So now I can go to edit. I'm gonna edit my sandbox and add the picture. Let's see, where should we add it? Let's add it down here. I'm gonna go to insert images and media, search. And so it's in my recent uploads, but even if it wasn't, I could still search for it in here. These are my
Oh, it's
recent
not the
uploads.
search for it, because it won't.
Yeah.
So
Um,
upload.
So let's see. Forgot what it was called. Do you have another image that you want me to practice searching for, one that's not in my recent uploads? And maybe search for this one. Do you know what the title of this one would be called? I can search for 7 Up, 7 Down. Ooh, okay.
So the finding the thing, especially this is a really good illustration.
Mhm.
So we're working as a team.
Not sure.
If
Yeah.
one of us uploads something,
Mhm.
and at one of our meetings, we're like, hey, we uploaded a bunch of images, and other
Mhm.
people are like, sweet, I want to use them. It's hard to find them again. And to be like, oh, Emily made that. You have to know Emily's wiki user account name to be able to search by that. So it becomes this part's like comically hard, even if you're working as a team. So all the boxes that Phoebe, who we're watching her type in, those become lifelines to try to be able to find and grab the stuff again. What we've done sometimes is a way of problem solving this to make it easy for teams, particularly working in different places, different times, bloody bloody, is make a wiki document, sorry, a Google document, a Google table with here's the thing that we were supposed to upload, here's the name of the file that we uploaded, or even better, right as she finished editing, it gave us to copy here if you want the URL to use it in another website. Click here if you want to copy how to cite it in another wiki page. And so sometimes we've made tables in a Google sheet that has the name of what we're an English name, the initials for who's like, yes, I built this, and then copy and paste those two things into the table. It doesn't help the rest of the world, but it helps us while we're trying to work fast. So that was a really good walkthrough. You covered a lot, despite all the tech issues
Yeah.
that we.
It's,
Round of applause for Phoebe.
Thank you. And then now you can see I've added that image. I just skipped the add and caption thing, so there's no caption in there right now. But we can just see added.
So your dance skills are changing the size of images on
Yeah.
making a thumbnail, making if you want to put pictures in a table, your table gets redonkulously big unless you figure out how to. And there are Wikipedia articles devoted to the art of making images do what you want on a wiki page. So all of those are skills that, I would have mad respect for.
Yeah. I've done a little bit of image resizing in the past, but I can also, that's another thing I can brush up on and then get back to you guys if you want another part two to using images, not uploading to Commons, but using images on wiki pages. So
All right, we're at time. Does anybody have a buzzer beater question? All right, go ahead and you can stop recording.